Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for joining this interview series on Collegedunia, which is called Thoughts on Education. My name is Ajinkya. So basically, ma'am, the thoughts on education for all the audiences that we have, it is basically to bridge a gap between the student and the faculty that is in the college. Basically, student gets to interact with the faculty only when he joins the college. But through this interview series, which is called Thoughts on Education, we are trying to bridge that gap and make the faculty available for student before he is joining any college. So basically to get to know the real facts about the college and to get the guidance of the faculty to decide where he can take the admission. So thank you very much for joining on this call, ma'am, on a very short notice. So basically, before starting the interview, I would just like you to give us a brief introduction of yours, how long you have been associated with RIT, which branch you are working in right now, and your qualification in a brief thing.
Yeah. So thank you, Ajinkya sir. First of all, I would like to thank Collegedunia for giving the opportunity to share the experiences which I have earned throughout my educational career. I'm Dr. Gaikwad. I have completed my master's in mathematics, MSc in maths from Rani Durgavati University, Jabalpur, and I've done a master's in business administration from the same university. And I completed my MPhil as well as PhD in management. And basically, my specializations in MBA are human resource management and marketing management. And all the work which I'm doing, my research interests are gender diversity, inclusion, and basically all the work related with women empowerment. I've been in this teaching career since last 18 years. Prior to that, I was working with the market research agency for 5 years. And luckily, I got an opportunity with Rajarambapu Institute of Technology. And since 2009, I'm associated with RIT. And 5 years back, I took the charge of head of the department. And since then, we are trying a lot of methods and we are taking a lot of efforts to develop the department and scale up all the activities so that the students, staff can benefit from the efforts and from all the activities which we are doing. And I would like to share that I have done a lot of leadership programs. I have arranged, organized, and I have attended. So that we can, because basically the students of MBA are are going to be professional managers, and it is necessary and of the utmost priority that we develop leadership skills in them. So with that aim, I thought that first as a head, I should understand what is leadership, and then I'll be able to develop the same in my staff and my students.
Excellent, ma'am. Great to hear that. And ma'am, going to the question here, first question that I would like to ask you is, since you have been associated with RIT for almost 12 years now, as per you have already mentioned, and you have been HOD at RIT for last 5 to 6 years. So what are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector? And you have already mentioned that you have been into a professional career, then you have left it and you have joined the education sector. So what prompted you to join the education sector? Can you shed some light on that as well?
Yeah. Actually, like when I was doing market research also, we were doing a lot of research with the educational institutes as well. And what I found that education is the basic thing which is going to change the face of society. Like we have seen that Indian societies, since long we are trying to develop, and the people and the societal mindset. And education is one thing which is of utmost priority to achieve all the sustainable development goals which the World Bank has and the UN has given. So if we want to achieve, like if you say maybe the fifth goal, which is gender equality, can be brought in by educating more and more people. And the other things, like if you see the use of conventional, non-conventional energy resources, so everything somewhere gets connected with education. And education is always a passion area for me. I always feel that this is the area where I can feel myself connected from the bottom of my heart. And that is why, and I enjoy working, I enjoy being with the students and learning from them and making them learn. And that is the thing which keeps me connected with education.
Excellent, ma'am. And you have already mentioned in the first answer that it is very important for an MBA student to develop a leadership style in his career. So since we know that a leader is very important for any team, he guides you through the path and he gives you the light to go somewhere. So being a HOD at RIT Sangli, what is your philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership style and how do you drive your team at RIT?
Okay, so what I feel is a leader has to be collaborative. So, if my basic philosophy, number one is everybody, whether it is the last person in my department, is having some unique capabilities, is having a potential which can be developed, and the person can be groomed into a particular role which he has to take up in future. So everybody has the potential. Somebody may be in one area, the other person in another area, and the person can be developed. So that is the basic thing which I feel. Secondly, I feel that my leadership style is collaborative, and because everybody in my organization, I have to reach to the last person. Because if all the people are not involved in the decision making, not involved in the developments, then their commitments also do not come. And inspiring them, motivating them, keeping them connected with the organizational vision and mission. So if you have to develop your team to achieve the organizational vision and mission, you have to be connected with them personally. You should have a relationship with them which is going till the personal level so that they are free to share. I would like to share that my cabin's door is never closed. It is always open for my students, my staff, my faculties, the non-teaching staff. Anytime anyone can come in and whatever problems they have or whatever they want to share for the development of the department can come and share with me. And specifically, during the lunchtime, students are free, so they come to me. Anything they want to discuss, they can come and discuss. That these things, if we incorporate, we are an autonomous institute,
right?
And so our curriculum we are consistently revising. So even the students many times come and tell that, man, this thing we have heard can be incorporated, and that gives us a competitive edge that we are able to relate our curriculum to students and all the stakeholders in it. And reaching to the last person, motivating them, inspiring them, and when we are aligning them to achieve the organizational goals, simultaneously it is very important, I feel, that I should see that their personal goals are also achieved. If personally they are unsatisfied, they are not happy, I do not think that they will be able to give the best to the organization. So they should be personally satisfied. The financial stability is not very important, but if a person is not financially stable, then I do not think that the person will be able to give the best to the organization. So as a leader, I try to take care of all these things so that my staff is able to maintain a work-life balance and can give the best to the department so that we can develop the department as a whole.
Excellent, ma'am. And since you have already spoken about RIT being an autonomous college and you have consistently been revising your syllabus, so can you also shed some light on have you introduced any new programs at your college? If yes, can you give us a brief highlight of the same? Or if you're planning to introduce anything, can you just tell us what programs are you going to bring in the college, new programs?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to share that since in last March, when all institutes were suddenly asked closed down and were transiting to the virtual platforms.
Right.
So even we were not prepared for the same. Like till that time, we had tried to give MOOCs like the open platforms which were available by Coursera or NPTEL to our students, and our students were already aware of MOOCs, and every student had completed at least one NPTEL course. But when it came to we delivering the virtual courses, it was very difficult initially. But I think it was a very short period of 1 month when our faculty got prepared. We had arranged a lot of online training programs for our faculty so that they understand which are the virtual platforms available, how to keep students engaged in this virtual environment. Because the biggest challenge we face is RIT being in a little rural area. The students mostly come from rural background and most of them are first generation learners. So when they are coming in this field and they are trying to learn, we face a challenge that internet connectivity was a challenge. Then having a smartphone was also a challenge with some students. So keeping all these challenges in view, we successfully delivered all the lectures from starting with effect from 28th of March. I remember correctly, 16th March, all the institutes had closed down. By 28th March, we had incorporated virtual teaching, and all lectures as per the timetable were conducted for the students. And even after some stage, we had started with online practical courses also. So that was one thing which we had done initially when we had to shift to virtual platform. But after that, within a month, we had floated a virtual internship program because industries were closed. And as you know that MBA students need to go for a summer internship of 2 months mandatorily. And in our curriculum, like I would like to share that in our MBA curriculum, as we have a semester system. And in the 4th semester, we have given the students 2 options. In first option is the students who are interested in joining industries after completing the MBA program. We offer an industry internship program track to those students. So if they are interested in joining industry, they can opt for that track. And full 5 months, they have to be in industry. They have to take up an industry problem and give a solution to them under the guidance of an industry mentor, and a faculty mentor is also associated with that. And the second track is the students who are already having their family businesses well established, or those students who want to have their own startups, who want to be entrepreneurs. For them, we have given an entrepreneurship development track. So all the students, either they go for the entrepreneurship development or they go for industry internship track. And in this track, 5 months, they are continuously working on their area of interest. They do not have any theory which they have to do. They have to concentrate on industrial training or developing their own business. And so developing the business plan, project feasibility report, everything they are able to do in these 5 months. And for last year and this year as well, since still we do not know how much industry internship in real world will be available, we had run a virtual internship program in collaboration with Global Engineering Deans Council. That is a global level organization. And last year we had floated ideation to commercialization. And I'm glad to say that students from all over globe were participants of that program. And we could successfully complete it in 45 days. And this year also we will be floating one program.
Great, ma'am. And ma'am, since you are handling the MBA department at RIT, and as we know, MBA is not only about the knowledge from the book, it is a complete holistic development of a student. So basically, I think being a student, I have done my MBA as well. So being a student of MBA, I know that there are extracurricular activities that are very necessary for someone to achieve a complete MBA. So at RIT, do you have any extracurricular activities, programs to enhance the skill of the students, or expose them to the real world challenges? Can you share some of them?
Yeah, it's a very good question, sir, because that is the crux of an MBA program. So we at RIT, Department of Management Studies, as we are autonomous, there are some courses which we have already integrated into the curriculum. Like as we know that 80% of a person or a student becoming an MBA professional or a management professional is communication and soft skills. So, and 20% is the domain knowledge. So this 80% of soft skills, like whatever knowledge the student has earned, he should be able to deliver that knowledge and application in the industry. So we have incorporated in the first semester, we have 2-3 courses which we call as the soft skill courses. So advanced Excel certification we provide to the student in the first semester. It's a 1 credit course and the certification comes directly from Microsoft. Like we are an authorized center for Microsoft Office Specialist certifications. And second is, as being manager, their presentation skills should be up to mark. So we have incorporated a course called as MS PowerPoint, where they learn how to make good quality presentations and how to present. So their presentation skills we try to enhance through that course. Then in second semester, we have a course which is called as General Aptitude. So because all the industries which come for recruitment, they have conduct an apti, plus a student's aptitude should be good to become a good, a high-performing manager. So basically, the aptitude we try to enhance in this course. Then in third semester, we have a course called as Business Etiquettes, where the interview skills and the other soft skills which are required for becoming a good manager, we try to give those skills training during that course. And other than this, we have a number of programs which we organize, like a lot of guest lectures from resource person across globe. As we are an integrated campus, we have a good connect with the engineering professionals as well. Like when it comes to designing a product, or when it comes to having an idea from beginning till idea finalization. For these things, we can connect with professionals from engineering as well. And when it comes to patenting, when it comes to commercialization, our department helps. And so these are the things which we are able to do through Engineering Connect also. At the same time, we are connected with a lot of management organizations like National Institute of Personnel Management, NIPM, which is a national level organization of high repute. We are connected with Indian Society of Training and Development, HSTD, and CEGR is also a Center for Entrepreneurship Growth. So all these, through all these industrial connect, we are able to organize a lot of programs where industry participants, industry resource person come and guide our students. Apart from this, we have collaboration with international universities. Like I would like to share that we have a MOU with the University of Nottingham, Malaysia. And last summer, because last summer around 25 students were supposed to go, but because of pandemic, we had to stop that project. But prior to that, 3 students had gone to University of Nottingham for attending a summer school. And when they came back, one of them was having an offer also of joining a Maybank in Malaysia. So that was the effect of that training. And apart from that, we have collaboration with other technological universities also. One collaboration we have recently completed, which is for pursuing a postgraduate diploma in management engineering. So there also students will be able to take benefit from. So apart from theory, we are trying to give the best to our students through the Industry Connect as well as through the connect with the international universities. We had recently organized guest lectures from outside resource person, like from Australia, one faculty had Dr. Stephen had given a good exposure to our students, like how to start their own business, how to market it. So all these things we are trying to give to our students.
Excellent, ma'am. And since ma'am, you spoke about your students going outside India and connecting with other universities, I would like to ask you a question. How do you maintain a diversity at RIT? How welcoming you are for students outside India or from the neglected parts of India such as Northeast? So how do you plan to take them into RIT, and what are your plans in the future for the same?
So actually, we already have international admissions in various programs of engineering and management. Okay. Like for our bachelor's of management program, we had in the last batch 17 students from Afghanistan, Dhaka, Bangladesh, then South Sudan, Kenya, and other African countries. And in RIT, we have around 40 plus admissions in various courses in engineering. And MBA, we had 4 students from South Sudan who pursued their MBAs, and they are now at very high positions in African continent. So we are having international admissions, and we try to develop a culture where these international students feel at home. Like we have a separate hostel for these students, and where they can, even kitchens are provided where they can cook the food of their choice. And at the same time, they are connected with the mess of all other hostels also. So if they want to have Indian food, they can go. At the same simultaneously, like most of the students who are coming from African countries, they somewhere lack in English as a communication skill. So we arrange a special course, bridge courses for these students in the area where they lack in coming to a common platform with our Indian students. And the best part is when these students are in the classroom, the dynamics of the classroom changes. And the students, they develop collaboration skills, they develop team building skills, so they are able to form good teams where different diverse students are there. We have, as you know, that we have students from Northeast also, some students, and a few years back, like we have a MOU with a university in Assam. So around 20-25 students from Assam had come here for 15 days in our department to learn what we are doing in department, and we had given them a program in rural management also. So we are trying to attract a lot of international students, and we are prepared for giving the best to these students from various countries in the world.
Great to hear that, ma'am. Being a college in a rural area, kind of rural area, and having a good amount of students outside India is a very heartening to hear. And ma'am, since now educational institutes nowadays, everything is available on the website. They do a digital marketing on their own. So there are many things that are available to students all over the world. But can you shed some light on some things that anyone may not know about RIT, and you feel that students should know about RIT?
Yeah, right. That's really a great thing to share with the students. Like a lot of information is available about RIT. If those who would go on the website and see. But the best thing is culture. Right. The culture of RIT, unless and until they come, they are unable to experience. But I would like to share that the culture of RIT is very collaborative and very welcoming, because our management is very supportive for the staff and for the students, in the sense that if any student want to start anything, want to initiate a project, or want to take up any international assignment or a national assignment, our management really takes interest. Like the chairperson, Honorable Bhagatata Patil is there, our Jain Sahib Patil is there, our director ma'am, Dr. Sushma Kulkarni is there. So all of them, like the student can get in touch directly with these. Like as I say, my department students can come to me directly anytime. Even they can call me up in the late night hours also, because many a time call comes. Same way, they can approach our director, our board of governors anytime when they feel like this is something I want to do. So they can go and talk to the higher authorities also. And that is the culture we have developed at RIT, so that anyone who is having, you can say, who want to develop, or the person, a student who really feels that I want to do something in my life, we are there. Our management is there for that student, and we support even financially. Like we have a incubation center. So the government has sanctioned a grant of 5 crore plus to that incubation center. So those students who want to start their own business, we are supporting them financially also. At the same time, I would like to share that many times the students are really good. They want to do something in their life, but because of financial problems, they are unable to do. So we at RIT also support them financially. We have a community fund through which, if the student is genuinely in need of funds, we try to support those students. So that is one thing which I would like to share to all the students. Secondly, at RIT, students is the center. All the efforts of RIT's staff, RIT's faculty, and RIT's management is focused on developing the students. And because our philosophy is, we are not supposed to teach, we are teaching, but our main concern is, are the students learning? So their learning, their development is the core aspect on which full RIT focuses.
Good to hear that, ma'am. And ma'am, since any student who is taking an admission into any university for that matter, he looks at the culture of the university, he looks at the curriculum of the university, as well as he looks at the placement scenario, what are the placements, what are the career options after he completes his education. So can you shed some light on what are the benefits and career options after pursuing the different courses at your department in the future, and which companies you have attracted until now at RIT?
Sure. As I said, we training and placement is also a very active department or active profile in our department. Our training and placement coordinators are taking a lot of efforts. We have a good industry connect because, as you know, our society is also having a lot of industries. We are in the industrial belt. And in our group of industries, the students, we send them to take the industrial exposure also. And lot of industries from retail sector, banking sector, financial sector like BFSI, we have done a lot of placements. As NISM certifications, we get done through the students during the third semester only. So those certifications plus the Microsoft certifications give our students a benchmark when they go for interviews or when campus placements are happening. So some of our alumni have gone out of India also. Like Landmark Group, we have many placements. We have few years back, Mr. Azhar Zamadar is there, Gururaj Khandekar, one of our students is there, and many other students are there. Our alumni are there in automobile industries management. They are in retail sector outside like outside India. And in India, like we have placements in banking industry. ICICI Bank is a recruiter. We have Axis Bank. One of our students are there in State Bank of India as well. DMart, as you know, is a leader in retail in India. Every year, our students are earning high performance awards from DMart management. So most of them are in high leadership positions. Shoppers Stop, our students are doing well. And other than that, in health sector also. Like because of pandemic now, the health sector is really growing. So we have our student placed in companies like Venus, which are in the manufacturing of all the health equipment and specifically the safety equipments in industries. So all these areas, so there is not a single area where or a sector where our students have not gone. In research also, Kantar IMRB is a well-known market research organization. We have placement in that organization every year. That our students, we are able to place them in every sector, industrial sector, are like BFSI, as well as retail sector, our students are there. Market research, our students are there. Kantar IMRB, BDB Consulting Group. In HR also, we have a lot of students placed in the industries, HR consultancies. Then we have our students in insurance sector also, because insurance sector is also developing a lot. Our students are at the key positions in insurance sector. Like if you talk of IFCO Tokyo, our students are there. And I was sharing that DMART also, every DMART, you go to Pune, you go to Mumbai, you will find RIT students. Most of the shopper stops, you will find RIT students. And ICICI Bank, most of the branches, you will find RIT students are there. So we are trying to develop our students in such a way that they can sustain, like as I shared, we are trying to develop the quality of adaptability and flexibility in our students so that they can sustain in any organization. They can go and they can adapt themselves in that organizational culture. And I forgot to mention that even H&R block companies like those which are there in income tax, and also there also our students are there and really performing well. So our students have not left any sector where they are not proving their worth. Like in insurance sector also, and I would like to share that most of our students, every year I get a list of awards which our students have won in the industries.
Excellent to hear that, ma'am. We have almost covered all the questions. So just the one question that we have been facing, entire world has been facing, is that we have been facing this COVID-19 pandemic from last almost a year, more than a year. So can you shed some light on how COVID-19 has affected the education sector and what is the way forward from here?
Yeah, sure, sir. As I shared that COVID-19 was a sudden transition to online teaching for all the institutes across India. And as we know that Indian faculties, Indian teachers, whether it is schools or colleges, they are not trained in such a way that they can teach online. So we as faculties had attended a lot of open courses through various online platforms available. Our students also had done. But the transition was initially was a little difficult, but we could transit successfully, and we could arrange all the lectures as per the timetables planned, even practicals through the online platforms. Now, as the pandemic, we know that is not going to stop, and we as educational institutes should remain prepared for any other such disasters may come. So we should always be prepared. So what I feel is, number one, all the faculties should be trained for blended courses or for fully offline or fully online courses. So such trainings we are providing at RIT to our faculties, and I feel every institute should take a step in that direction, where the faculty is trained in delivering the courses online. They should be aware of all online platforms. They should be aware of all platforms through which they can develop courses, which even if the faculty is not there, the students will be able to go through those video lectures and do. For this, at RIT, we have developed a studio where our faculties will be able to develop video lectures of their own and float through the intranet as well as through YouTube, so that our students will be able to, and not even our students, any student across the globe will be able to take those courses. So we have taken a step in that direction of developing the MOOCs ourselves and offering it for all the students across. Through a virtual internship program, we had already done that, and we are trying to reach more and more global audiences. Second thing which I would like to stress is that we should take a step in the direction that even the students, whether they are coming from any background, rural or urban, they should have this digital divide should not be there basically. At the institute, we are trying to provide, like last year also, and this year also, the students who are not having smartphones or those who are having internet issues, we are trying to give them PCs and from the department and from the institute, like students can apply, and we give them the computer so that they can take, in the time pandemic is there, take and connect at their home and will be able to take the education successfully. So I feel like every institute should develop a corpus in such a way that whenever such things are there, we should be able to help our students so that their learning does not stop. They are able to take the benefit of education irrespective of the place where they are staying, even in the rural area, and all the other challenges are not able to affect their learning. And at the same time, number 3, we should develop industrial connects with the good industrial connects so that even if the students are unable to go to the industries, the industry people should be able to share a real world environment with those students so that at least not fully, but at least they will be knowing what is industry expecting from them and what skills are needed to be developed so that once they complete their MBA program, they are industry ready.
It's exactly right, ma'am. Ma'am, we have almost covered all the questions. The last question that I want to ask is, since the government has introduced national education policy last year, National Education Policy 2020. So can you just in brief tell us what was it about and what are the good changes that government has tried to make in those, and how will it be helping education sector at a macro level?
Yeah, like the best part of the national education policy which government has proposed is that earlier the most of like around 700-800 colleges in a particular state were affiliated to a state university, and it is not possible for a single university to help these colleges provide quality education. Like they can go for minor inspections, maybe quarterly or half yearly, but even if they plan to go half yearly, it is not possible to cover all these 700 or 800 colleges in a year so that they can keep a quality check on the education which they are providing. So as the national education policy is planning, like most of these institutes, they are trying to develop them as an independent autonomous organizations. So in the long run, the education policy is designed in such a way that most of the institutes will become autonomous. And once they become autonomous, they will be able to design the curriculum in such a way that understanding what is the input, like what kind of input we are getting. So depending on that, they will be able to adapt their curriculum as per input. Like currently we have a university has benchmarked the curriculum for all. Like if you consider we are affiliated with Shivaji University. So in Shivaji University, there are metro cities also. There are rural areas also. So there are colleges in rural areas. There are colleges in big cities. So the input which every college get is not same. All right. So somewhere we have to work more on those students, and somewhere like if you see communication skills, so students who are there in like born and brought up in metro cities, their communication skills are somewhat higher. So if they become autonomous, all the colleges become autonomous, they will be able to take care of such minor things also. And but I feel there is a challenge in this, because this is a very good plan as far as the education policy is concerned. So being autonomous, as I know that RIT has benefited a lot from the autonomous status. So same way, if every institute becomes autonomous, overall the education quality will improve and we will be able to develop good professionals. But the challenge is that this cannot be achieved unless and until every faculty is ethical, every faculty is understanding what is the importance of quality. If we as faculty are ethical, we know and we are passionate that our ultimate aim is to develop the students. So if every faculty understands that point, then only this vision of national education policy will be a success. Unless and until the last person in the organization is not developed, the faculties are not developed and they are not understanding the basic requirements, like how much they will have to work in making an autonomous institute succeed. What are their roles and responsibilities? So if we reach to each and every faculty nationwide and make them understand that these are the requirements once they are becoming autonomous, and designing the curriculum and making the student learn that curriculum is end-to-end a faculty's responsibility. If we are able to do that successfully, if we are able to take up this challenge, I think the vision of national education policy will be successful.
Excellent, ma'am. A very, very good explanation on the national education policy. And I think we can conclude the interview here. I am very sure that students who are going to view this interview it is going to help them to make a decision of taking an higher education, be it at RIT or be it at any institute. And I am very sure that this interview will be helping a lot of students as well as parents to make that final decision. And thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much for joining with us on a very short notice. And we look forward to connect with you again very soon.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And thanks again to Collegedunia for giving us an opportunity to share what we are doing at our Department of Management Studies, Rajarambapu Institute of Technology.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.